Does your hound need to drop a few pounds? Yes, mine does. Find out how to tell after the break. You're watching You and Me This Morning.
The new year is upon us, and like a lot of us, they need fitness goals too. Come on, baby, sit. There you go, girl. Good girl. So joining us this morning with some information that all pet owners need to hear is Dr. Tony Kremer. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
It's good to see you. Who's your little friend?
So this is Irma. She's an adoptable animal from helpsavepets.org.
Hey, sugar.
Humane Society that operates out of our vet hospitals. And I think she's trying to upstage Juno there with the little diva outfit here.
Yeah, she has that little diva outfit on.
I hope they both get adopted.
Yes.
All right, you know what, before we get into everything we're going to talk about how to lose the weight, how do we know if our pet actually has a weight problem?
Well, Irma's a really good example of a dog who's just at a perfect weight. Not that we can see it with the coat on here, but we like to run our hands down their sides and feel the ribs, but not see their ribs. So if you're kind of having, if they're nice and smooth on the side, they probably have a little bit of weight to lose.
Okay.
And that's the case with probably most of our pets. You mentioned your pet might be carrying a little extra, huh?
Yeah, Gus is probably a little chubby. You know, he's been getting a lot of treats this holiday season.
Well, and as a retriever, like some breeds kind of hide their weight too because he has a lot of hair.
He has so much fur that it's hard to tell.
Well, I'd say at least 60 to 70% of the pets that come into our practices are either overweight or obese. So it's a problem that's gotten, you know, epidemic, and it's something that because it causes more heart disease and diabetes and joint problems and arthritis, it's a problem that that's what we want to do for our pets. Resolution here is to try to make a goal to get these pets back to their normal weight.
So what do you do? So
for most pet parents, it's a very difficult thing. They struggle with it, and our pets are not opening the refrigerator. So this is our problem. This needs to be our fault.
It's us. We're the weak links.
It's so true.
So it needs to be our resolution, and I find that they struggle with it. And so what I'm saying is, have your veterinarian help you do this. People don't want to bother their vet with something like weight loss, but when we talk about all these disease entities that happen because
they're going to deal with it
absolutely
right, and we like to do it and keep them so they don't get those problems, right? And so the biggest thing that we do in our hospitals is work on a plan that's more scientific. Let's take the emotion out of this, and we get them on a scale that's made for dogs, so we get an accurate weight, which is hard to do at home.
Oh,
and
it's hard to do at the vet's office. Let's be real.
Hopefully we got some experts there who can get it done. We put that weight into a computer program. We see what we want them to weigh down the road, and that program will tell us, here's exactly how much of these foods that we'll feed and what treats they can get, and turn it into like a very, very scientific, consistent thing that people will be doing. And the foods that we use are prescription diets. They're foods that you can't buy in the store. And
so not the calorie reduced foods that we see on the store shelves.
The light diets that you see out there, they're for dogs that are at their normal weight, but we don't want them to gain the weight back.
To gain anymore.
This
is
maintenance. This is something we want to see these pets get back to their normal weight in a couple months. And so we're going to feed them a very, very low calorie food, and they need to have a little supervision because we don't want them to get too skinny, right?
Right. And then there are also dogs like hounds, because my dog is half beagle, and let me tell you something, their noses get them into trouble. So something like that would really be helpful. But you also brought some things with you. Are these things that can help them lose weight as well?
Well, we talked a little bit about the scientific approach with the foods, and then there's something out that a lot of people don't know about. There's an appetite suppressant.
I saw this on your site.
It's great, and hardly anybody knows that it even exists. And basically, you squirt that in their food, and that is something that reduces their appetite, makes the pet more comfortable, and guess what? They're going to beg a lot less if they're not hungry, and that's where we go bad, is we can't resist those little eyes staring at us.
And the tilted head.
Right.
Yeah. That
and especially when they sit and they're so good.
Right.
It's our fault.
They figure it out pretty quick. But that's a nice tool to use to do something new in this new year that will help the whole program. If they're begging less, we're going to be more successful with our diet program.
Interesting. Doggy diet pills, honey.
There you go.
And out here we have this, which is pretty gross. This is a pound of fat.
Ew. Okay, I thought that was a toy.
Just it might be. But
here, we hold it up again for you.
But if you think about little Irma here carrying that around, that
could make a huge difference.
That's a lot on her.
Or a big dog carrying 10 of those around. So it's something that we want to make a dent in, and again, diet, this Slentrol, and let's get a little exercise. You know, we all like to go to the gym a little bit more often, so we're not going to do it totally with exercise, but let's keep our pets active by doing something. Talk to your veterinarian about getting them on a nice scientific program like this, and they'll lose the weight in a pretty rapid fashion.
And I think that now we know what Juno thinks about all of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank
She's
you so
running.
much, Dr. Tony.
Thank you.
Great ideas. And don't forget to take care of your pets even when you're taking care of yourself. If you have questions for Dr. Tony, go to his website. It's easy, drtony.com.